Hi there, my name is Brett Fish and welcome to another episode of Race with Me, the show where we are basically looking at 50 ideas for white people who are asking, but what can I do when it comes to race? And so I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. The other videos are all sitting on my YouTube channel, so make sure you check those out, subscribe, do all the important things. But I also hope that you are using these to engage in important conversations with friends, family, colleagues, get other people to watch them and just have a chat about them. What did you think was great? What did you struggle with? And then start doing these things. Today we're going to be looking at unlearning the stereotypes that we might have about people who do not look like us. In 2016, when Penny Sparrow made a disgusting tweet referring to monkeys on the beach, Penny Sparrow got taken to task. A couple of years later, Adam Katsavalos made an even more disgusting statement about the lack of certain people on beaches in Europe. And when that happened, Adam Katsavalos got taken to task. It is very rare that one white person will be seen as representative of all white people. And yet it happens the other way all the time. And so a couple of years ago, my wife Valerie and I lived in America for a few years, and we started to notice a disturbing trend in the media. If a brown Muslim man committed an act of terror, for example, the headline would read Muslim terrorist attack. And yet if a white man committed a terrorist act that killed even more people, typically he would be referred to as a lone gunman. And as we watched kind of different media retellings of stories, that kind of language happened all the time. If a white man was accused of a crime, they would find a picture of him typically in a tuxedo at a wedding or at graduation, really looking smart and clean and good looking. And if a black person, African American, was caught doing a crime, the photo they'd put in the newspaper would be him drinking, smoking, in casual clothes. And these two types of pictures were used to show that when a white person commits a crime, it goes against the order of things. It goes against the natural story. It's an accident. What happened? And yet when a black man commits a crime, there's a picture that is put alongside that kind of gives the impression that, oh, we were expecting this to happen. It's normal and expected. And so one way we can start undoing the stereotypes that we have about other races is by starting to pay attention to how reporting takes place with other races in the newspapers. This goes beyond just news media though as well. Our opinions and stereotypes and biases are informed by things like sport, by what we see in the movies and the shows that we watch, the music we listen to, what our favorite DJ says, our favorite comedians are talking about, what we hear preached in church. All those kind of things are things which shape our ideas about people and groups of people. And just as none of us as white people would ever want to be brushed by a tweet that Penny Sparrow made or by a comment that Adam Katsavalos made, we want people to know us and understand us and know our story. We need to start extending the same to black, colored and Indian people around us. We need to start moving away from the idea that one person is representative of their entire race. And we already spoke about how to change up the voices that inform us. And so if we start to read and listen to and watch people that do not look like us, people of different genders and races and religions, then that will help us to break the stereotypes that we have of people. But what I've found does this the absolute best is by building and prioritizing deep friendships with people that don't look like us. And so we'll talk about this a bit more some other time, but who do you invite to sit around the table with you? Who do you go out for drinks with? Who do you play board games with? Who do you watch sport with? Who ends up around your braai? That way, when a stereotype raises its head, there is a name and a face and a story and a family that are important to me. And so when I hold up that stereotype against my friend that I care about and compared to the life experiences of who they are as a person, then it's easy for the stereotype to quickly disintegrate and fall away. I think it's important that we remember that these stereotypes and biases in us have been built inside us our whole lives. They've been put there by the people we spend time with, by the things we read and watch. And so we need to realize that this is a daily unlearning, and this is daily work and effort and energy. And it's about naming the things, being on the lookout for them. And then when we spot it and we go, no, that's a stereotype. That is not every black person. It's not every colored person, every Indian person. Once we start recognizing the stereotypes when we see them, then we will start to see people even better and start to relate to them. And so invest in deep friendships with people that don't look like you.